All right, man, we back once again. Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos, and let's talk about last night, the officiating. And I'm gonna go live today or tomorrow about it. But obviously, we lost by a point. And what's been most discussing in this video, going to go like several different ways. What's been most disgusting is that, you know, a lot of the ESPN and Fox try to act like it didn't happen. Oh, it's the Lions, or they should have scored this many points or that many points, and whatever the situation may be with that. But you can say the same thing about the Saints last year, you know. But this was some just like clearly blatant calls, you know, that should have been called or shouldn't have been called. Start off on the Quadre Diggs play, like, he was going for the ball. All right. The Marvin Jones pass interference, that was blatant. 2 calls on Trey Flowers. Come on. But it's Detroit, who cares? My whole point is this. If everybody in the NFL, and I say this in sports, and I'm gonna go several different ways in this video. If everybody in NFL or sports don't got an equal chance, just get rid of the teams. You know what I'm saying? Because what it is they don't, like, if you pay attention to sports like New Orleans, it ain't a huge market. You know what I'm saying? And they want to have LA and New England. If they not gonna play fair, you know what I'm saying? If the teams like the Atlanta Hawks or the Indiana Pacers or you know, whoever else it is, and there's anomalies in sports. You know, it's the Rams, St. Louis Rams one year. San Antonio Spurs been an anomaly. They've been trying to, you know, get them not being being in championships for years. They said the Spurs were responsible for the down NBA Finals race, especially versus like the Nets in finals like that. They said the same thing about the going to work Pistons and stuff of that nature. If everybody ain't going to have an equal fighting chance, and you're going to have preferences, and then also on top of that, particular free agents only want to go play in New York, only want to go play in LA, Boston, wherever the situation may be. My whole thing about it is, if teams like us, like, we not going to get a fair chance, just get rid of the fucking teams. I'm dead ass serious. Just get rid of them. The Timberwolves, you know, just get rid of those teams. You know what I'm saying? Orlando Magics, Detroit Lions of the world, the Indianapolis Colts. If we not going, unless you have a transcendent player they want to win like Peyton Manning, get rid of those teams, man. Just downsize the leagues, because if they just gonna cheat like that, and then a Fortnite player from Michigan, he said he ain't fucking with it no more, and a lot of Lions fans took it the wrong way. But come on, who want to be wasting their money and most importantly your time? I can always get money back, you know, God willing, but your time is something that you can't get back. Who want to keep spending money and time, you know, spending money on apparel and Lions hats and Lions shirts and Pistons hats and shit like that, when it's not even a conspiracy. It's clear as day they don't want medium or small market teams to win. They don't want the New Orleans Saints to win. Had Drew Brees played on, I don't know, the Jets, that call would have been called on the fucking Rams. Had Brees played for the Giants or the Jets, that call would have been called. You know, had Phillip Rivers played for the Chargers and not the Giants, he had 3 or 4 rings. That's why Eli didn't want to go there. You know, but like I said, if they don't give people a fair chance, and I can see why a lot of old timers don't watch particular sports, like team sports, and I watch a lot of boxing, and that's corrupt as fuck too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you still get paid, and at the end of the day, people know who won. You know, it ain't a team sport. The officiating really can't take it away from you, or they don't often take it away from you. And I ain't talking about the judges, but they don't often take it away from you like that in boxing, officiating. But to be honest, you know what it is? Oh, Detroit just complaining again. Y'all should have scored touchdowns and this and that and that and this. It is what it is. I listened to Shannon Sharp today. Disgusting, man. I'm not, like I said, I ain't watching none of them shows for a long time. Even if ever again. Because you got people on ESPN sitting here, oh, you know, they should have did this, they should have did that. But when it comes to Tom Brady and them, had that been the Detroit Lions that was inflating balls and taping practice, had it been like the Miami Dolphins, or had it been like this is the loss to San Diego when they was in the Chargers when they was in San Diego, or had it been something that man, they would have been ineligible for the playoffs. They would have suspended, Phillip Rivers, Matthew Stafford, etc. for a life. They would have been suspended for a year. Wouldn't have been going to court fighting. It's a clear double standard. And Tim Donaghy in the NBA, he said they'd be betting on games and stuff of that nature. So, with social media and so much money in sports, like, sports is far from organic. You know what I'm saying? And really the only sport other than the strike zone is like NHL, team sport I can really think of. I don't watch too much hockey no more, only when the playoffs come on. But it's disgusting. We need to shut up and take it. And if we ain't gonna have no fair shake to be victorious and have an opportunity like New England, like the Rams, like the Colts did with Peyton, if we ain't gonna have an equal opportunity, just get rid of the fucking team. We were around here spending hope and begging and praying when teams like Jacksonville, when teams like Cleveland, and we in cities that they deem that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't bring this many fan bases, or they don't bring this and that in the fan base, like, well, just get rid of half the league then. NFL, I could, maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, when it was, when it was the number one sport, I couldn't have seen how the NFL would have failed from grace. I couldn't see it. With the rule changes, the piss poor officiating, the and people say, well, why Patricia didn't throw the flag for the chance of pass interference? Like, I heard going into this week, it was one for the success rate was 1 for 22 or 23. You don't have a chance. 1 for 22, 23 and risk a timeout. Could the Lions did some things different? Yes. Could they score more touchdowns? Yes. But going on the road, it's tough to get it in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? If they gonna play their favorites, like, just cut half the teams then. That's how I'm looking at it. Same for the NBA. Cut half the teams. If they not gonna play fair, they not gonna give us an equal opportunity, why should we care? I feel the Fortnite dude, man. I feel him, dude. Spending all this money and time for what? For what? What we spending money and time for when our organization ain't holding us back, and when they finally seem to got their shit together, then the league holding us back. Come on. And I understand, yeah, we could have did this better. There's a lot of things Green Bay could have did better. On the play on Trey Flowers, Terry was holding. He was clearly holding him on the shoulder pass. And out of everything you saw, it was hands to the face where it wasn't. Had he played for New England, had Trey Flowers played for New England, that call never would have been called. I'm telling you, they would never call that on Trey Flowers had he had a Patriot on his helmet. They're facts. They never would have made that call. No. But, hey, you know what it is. Stop crying, Detroit. You always blaming the referees and this and that and that and this. Come on. We supposed to shut up and be quiet. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, just get rid of the teams. And you can go back to the Detroit Pistons, the bad boy Pistons. They don't want the Pistons to be there. They don't even acknowledge them. When you talk about all-time great teams, they don't even acknowledge them. They try to erase them from history. It took Isaiah Thomas. He retired in 93, 94? It took him almost 30 years to get a fucking statue. You know what I'm saying? It took him 30 years to get a statue. Peep that shit. When you talking about the great teams in the NBA, it ain't been nobody else that beat Bird, Magic, and Michael Jordan to get a championship. Nobody, man. And they want to act like we didn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? And they've been doing that, trying to minimize our accomplishments and shit like that from Detroit and a lot of other places too. They want fans to come out here, spend money, and you only can see your team on ESPN once every 10 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to diminish what we do in Detroit, man. They've been doing that shit in a lot of other places. Just keep your teams in New York, Boston, LA. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point where I don't even want to watch the NFL no more. I'm gonna watch the Lions games and that's it. I'm at the point where I'm not even giving them my viewership no more because it's a joke. Since Roger Goodell took over, the league has been just going straight down. But you know what? We should have scored touchdowns. It is what it is. But it's hard for us to grasp that as fans when our ownership not holding us back, and it seems like we going in the right direction, and then the league hold us back. Like what we supposed to say? It's at a point where, hey, what we got to do? We got to beat up a referee? We got to kidnap him like Celtic Pride or some shit like that? I say that jokingly. But what we got to do? So we got to make an example? We need to get Trick on the phone and make it a no-fly zone for certain referees to come here? You know what I'm saying? But you know how it is. Stop crying, Detroit, go home. Every rule, you go to the Calvin Johnson rule. They don't know what a catch and what a catch is not. That was a clear catch. You know what I'm saying? This a catch. That's not a catch. This a catch. That not a catch. Like, we motherfuckers tired of that shit, man. We tired, man, spending all our hard-earned money and our valuable time, and we ain't got a chance to win. And that go for the same thing with the NBA. Talk about the great teams, they never bring up Isaiah and the Pistons. They don't even bring up the going to work Pistons. They try to diminish everything we do here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Detroit ain't got some of the best attendance in the NBA. I mean, the NFL. You know what I'm saying? They try to diminish us like we don't have the best attendance. Like, fuck up out of here, man. People come from all over to fill up Ford Field every year. That's just what I just stop doing, watching and paying for that shit, man. Or watching other NFL teams, man. But it is what it is. I knew it was gonna be something. With the Pistons. with the Lions last night. I didn't know what it was. But even we was up 13-0, I'm thinking to myself, hey, they should have scored a touchdown. You know, and they found a way to take the game. And people say, well, you can't give them a way to take the game. The NFL, everybody good. You know what I'm saying? But the NFL going down in shambles too, man. NFL going down in shambles too, man. It's inevitable. Roger Goodell made sure that the Quadre Diggs call, like, come on. At this point, you supposed to let them catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to let them catch the ball. And they don't have no shame in their game. They do it on national televised game. They do it on a regular, you know, televised regular Fox game, or they do it on a blackout game. They have no shame. And everybody seen it last night. You know what I'm saying? Everybody seen it last night. Everybody said it was disgusting, but you turn on ESPN and Fox, you might have a couple people saying, but all of a sudden, you know, it didn't really affect the game. Like, come on, man. How many sorry ass quarterbacks? Yeah, man, that's what you got to do. If you be a sorry quarterback, you get on fucking ESPN or Fox. They bring the most sorriest motherfucking quarterbacks to try to break down film and tell us, if you were so fucking good, why didn't you be a better fucking quarterback? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring in like dudes like Dan Orlowski and shit. Like, I don't want to hear from you. Like, motherfucker, you couldn't even stay in bounds. Matt Leinart, like, nigga, real talk. Like, nigga, bring in like Peyton or some shit like that. You bringing in these trash ass quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta censor your words and shit, man. That's why I don't even be watching ESPN like that. Around the Horn, PTI, all that shit is bullshit. It really is, man. But you know what it is. Shut up, Detroit. You just crying about it. Same thing with Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? I told them fools, Browns gonna be Browns till proven otherwise. That's just the NFL. The NFL don't want equality. They don't. They don't want equality. The NFL want particular teams there to sell. And the only reason the other teams like the Lions, Cleveland, the Colts without Peyton Manning, the only reason those teams are in the league is to generate revenue, to keep 16 games going. If they can get that same 16 game money You know, if like 8 games with like a few teams in the league, they'd do that shit. If they could just have the Steelers, the Raiders, the Jets, the Giants, the Patriots, and just the Rams and some of the historic teams, I tell you this, I guarantee you this, I'm in on this. I guarantee you, if the St. Louis Rams, if that was the St. Louis Rams instead of LA Rams versus New Orleans Saints, last NFC championship game last year, I guarantee you that call would have been called. If they was to St. Louis and not LA, that would have been called. That would have been called pass interference. And it shows you right that the universe balances itself out. Because that was a shitty ass Super Bowl. I didn't even watch that shit. That was a shitty ass Super Bowl. Looking at the points in the highlights, it was a shitty ass Super Bowl. That's how the universe balances itself out. I'm telling you, man. That whole, NFL Illuminati crap, man, NFL is going down in shambles. It's going down. And the Saints and the Lions, that wasn't like that ain't just the beginning of it, man. You can't hit this guy, head to head stuff. Like, it's football, bro. And I'm gonna touch on that for 1 second. Like, it's football. Like, the reason they taking all the hits away, saying that because they suing for concussions. But they wouldn't have to sue. They wouldn't have to sue if the NFL gave lifetime benefits. How do you got the most physically demanding job out of all the sports, you don't have team sports, and you don't have lifetime benefits? Check that out for a minute. You don't have lifetime medical benefits. You got to go out your pocket once you retire and pay for your own benefits. No matter if you pay 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It's places out here like the big 3. You work 20, 30 years, you know what I'm saying? You get benefits. You playing a multi-billion-dollar business that went from a non-profit to a profit when Trump got an organization, right? He got an office, excuse me. And you telling me I did all this shit and I don't get lifetime benefits? Had they had lifetime benefits, the hits wouldn't be an issue. The concussion, CTE, it wouldn't even be a topic. Because you know what? I got benefits. I can take care of I can take care of my head. I can take care of my livelihood. I'm healthy. I can go get checkups. So it all go hand in hand. But hey, it is what it is. Motor City Sports Talk. Don't forget to check my other channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more music, sports, entertainment. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support, man. You want to make a donation, that link's there as well. Best way to donate is to share the video. Let me know what you guys think. We gone.